Hello there. Thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and check this one out from the spring of 1967. What a fun R&B package tour in the southeast of America. And you know what that means usually in the southeast in a tour package with a lot of artists on it? Well, yep, that means Globe Posters out of Baltimore generally would do a great concert poster for it using, day glow colors and pictures and song titles and big cardboard size. And it's kind of funny, I suppose if you've seen a lot of my videos, these things keep turning up, different ones, and you might say, God, how many do they make of these? They seem endless. Well, the fun answer is, we don't know. That's what makes this hobby fun. I often say something like baseball card collecting, which I did a lot as a kid. You know every card that's out there. It's all well documented. You're just trying to find your missing pieces. Well, in the poster collecting hobby, you're finding new pieces every year. Not a lot of them, but it's just great fun because you never know what might be around the corner, because so many of these different concert posters, people only say, there's only one or two or three or four still hanging out in people's garages and attics, and so when they come to light, it's like, wow, look at that one, So it's really a fun aspect of this hobby. And I'll tell you, nobody headlined these, bangs me on the head, nobody headlined these package tours for Globe as much or more than Jackie Wilson. He was really omnipresent. I mean, he toured thoroughly throughout the 1960s, and his management really believed in package tours and in using concert posters for advertising them. So he does turn up a lot, and that's great because he was such a fabulous performer. So right above Jackie, you do have the tagline there. Not really so much a tagline, but it says Supersonic Attractions Presents, a very familiar promoter to us fans of these posters. And Jackie is right there, front, top, and center, as you can see. And you've got this big floating head rendition of him. That's really cool, isn't it? I love those floating heads. Such a technique in the 50s and 60s of a bygone era. And I have to continue to tease Globe for always including the name of the artist under their photos. I'll come in on Jackie there, even when it's so obvious. Look at that. It's on the hairs of his chitty chin chin, the two words Jackie Wilson. And same under BB. In this top portion, you definitely knew. There was no question who was Jackie and who was BB, but, they're just, adhering to their plan and including the names of the musicians under every single photo they use. So to the right of the Jackie Wilson there, name, you got the white circle, and it's got 4 song titles. The top one is Whispers Getting Louder, although they left off the parenthetical last 2 words. That was his most recent 45 and went top 5 R&B, so that was special, but the other 3 songs didn't have too much chart significance. However, this being 1967 and Jackie Wilson, if you know your music, you know that later on this summer he had a monster and an evergreen that we all love to this day. And of course, I'm talking about the #1 smash, Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher and Higher. But alas, that song was after this poster came too early to include that song title. So underneath Jackie, you've got a person who needs no introduction whatsoever, B.B. King. Boy, he's another, just super legendary name on here. Take a look at that with an old publicity photo of him. That's really fun. And 3 song titles under him. And of course, B.B. not so much a singles-driven artist like someone like Jackie Wilson is, or like just a heritage blues artist that toured forever, of course. And, so you've got 3 album tracks on there, including Willie Nelson's Nightlife. Now, interestingly, Globe actually had a chance to get a hit single title on there because BB had just had a #2 R&B hit with Don't Answer the Door, Part 1, but they chose to leave it off the poster. And below BB is another, I guess you would say, non-singles artist, at least in recent times, modern times, Big Maybelle there. She made quite a splash in 1953 with 3 top 10 rhythm and blues hits, but hadn't been back in 14 years. But still a formidable force and quite a performer, and real nice to have her on a concert poster. And, but it was 1967, and the summer of love was coming upon us, and there was a lot of new ideas and things in the air, and, hippies in San Francisco and everything. So a lot of artists who were stalled were sort of shifting gears. And Big Maybelle in 1967, she was billed as the Queen Mother of Soul. And I suppose Aretha Franklin was the Queen of Soul, although maybe not anointed yet in March of '67, but Big Maybelle, her album cover that year called her the Queen Mother of Soul, and the album was called Got a Brand New Bag, and on that record had cover versions you and I know, like the Beatles' Eleanor Rigby, Donovan's Mellow Yellow, Frank Sinatra's That's Life, you know, things like that. And even this funny garage band record that, you know, there was a hit, Question Mark and the Mysterians, 96 Tears. And Big Maybelle's cover actually went into the R&B Top 25 in 1967, but that would be her last appearance. So not the strongest of chart times for her, but a great heritage roots artist. Love to see on a concert poster. And so, by the way, there are 5 song titles here for her. None of them are from that covers album, but above the word big there, Careless Love, and that's a classic evergreen song title that everybody pretty much can relate to. So, from a couple of non-singles artists to the ultimate singles artist, I suppose, you've got the Drifters there, and this is the Johnny Moore version. And their chart career, unfortunately, was pretty much almost over. It was their last year. They would appear in the R&B Top 40. And a few months earlier, they had indeed appeared in the R&B Top 40 with a single called Baby What I Mean, which is on the poster, and its flip side, Aretha, which, as you can see, is above their name there. Now, this being 1967, you might wonder, is Aretha about Franklin? And no, it's not. It has nothing to do with Aretha Franklin, even though they both were on Atlantic Records. So, funny enough, to get to the first smash hit mentioned on this poster, you have to go to the 16th song title. Isn't that funny? 16 songs deep, you've got Freddie Scott there with Are You Lonely for Me, which was a #1 R&B hit for a full month earlier this year. So hats off to Freddie Scott. He may be the least legendary name of the ones I've gone through, but boy, he had the biggest hit on the poster. #1 for a month is just quite an accomplishment. And then going down, you've got 6 performers and, you know, MCs and things like taking up a rather small space, including the visually charismatic Peg Leg Moffat. And he does pop up here and there on these old R&B concert posters. And he's always a welcome sight because it's just a fun concept and a fun performer. So, boy, I'll tell you, the spring of 1967, what a fun R&B package tour and a great Globe Dayglow concert poster to advertise for tickets. Thanks a lot for dropping by, and until I discover the next new one, I'll tell you right away in the videos which ones are brand new discoveries. It's been a pleasure showing this to you, and thanks for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.